My name is Jamin Goecker. I'm an associate real estate broker in the state of Alaska, and my mission is to help you to build an intentional and significant legacy for yourself and your family by coaching in real estate. And today we're going to be talking about those unique Alaskan laws and regulations that you might not see anywhere else. This is just going to be kind of a fun video. There's going to be some stuff that you should be aware of in here, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty lighthearted. Before we get started, though, do make sure you subscribe, get this video like, all that good stuff, so the algorithm knows that this channel is blessed. And without further ado, let's go and jump into today's video. Now, the biggest law you should be aware of right up front is that you can actually apply for the PFD, yes, but you do have to live in Alaska for the entire calendar year preceding the year that you're actually applying for it, and then you have to live in Alaska for the majority of the year that you're applying for. So you're not going to be able to just show up like the very first year and expect to get any kind of a PFD. There does take some time for you to actually establish residency to qualify for the PFD, which is the permanent fund dividend. So just be aware of that if you're trying to create any kind of a budget. Now, the second law you should be aware of is if you're inclined to talk to people and whisper to people for whatever weird reason when they're trying to hunt, that is actually illegal in Alaska. Specifically, it is illegal for you to whisper in the ear of a moose hunter when they're hunting. So if you're someone who just really has the gift of gab and it's really hard to just kind of just sit in silence, then just be aware going on a hunting trip with moose hunters may or may not be a good idea for you. Now, this next one is going to be for the kiddos, and let's make sure that we are very mindful and respectful of the law here so we don't get any kids in trouble. So really pay attention to this one and take it seriously, but you have to make sure that your kids are not building any snowmen that are larger than themselves when they're on school property. Yes, that is a legit law, so just be aware of that. And if you see any kids that are building snowmen larger than they are in the school, make sure you tell the appropriate authorities so we're not just slipping into anarchy over here. I hate that this next one even has to be a law, but you are not allowed to wake up a bear in the state of Alaska from hibernation in order to take a picture of it. Again, I kind of hate that we even have to make this law at all. I have an image of a lot of people waking up bears so they can get selfies with them, and it's not a good look. So if you're the one doing this kind of behavior, maybe stop before you get eaten is all I'm going to say. All right, we've got another law here that involves moose, and I shouldn't be that surprised because we are talking about Alaska, but you are not allowed to give moose alcohol in the state of Alaska. And I guess that's because moose are just notorious for not being able to self-regulate, and we do not want to have any moose under the influence. How much alcohol would that take, by the way, to intoxicate a moose? I'm probably getting off topic, but if you're inclined to share any strong beverages, just know that you're not going to be able to share them with any moose, as tempting as they are, no matter how much they ask you. Let's go and take a break real quick here. For those of you who've been watching for a bit, you do know that I host a podcast called the Alaskan Journey Podcast, where I talk with people who have recently moved up here to Alaska about their experience with the move itself, and then also what they think of Alaska now that they're actually living here. If you're wanting to hear from someone's perspective other than me as to what it's like living up here in Alaska, then this is going to be a great resource for you. Additionally, if you're considering moving to Alaska, do make sure you get a copy of my relocation guide. And the way that you get that is you go to my website down below, register, and put relocation guide in the comment section so I know what to send you. Now, let's go and finish up today's video. You know, this next law kind of does make sense, and that is just saying that you're not allowed to bother someone who is fishing with a net. So in other words, if you see someone out there on a boat, some kind of a commercial fishing vessel, and they've got a big net out there, not allowed to go and bother them. You just have to let them be and go about their day. So again, if you have the gift of gab and you just love making friends, maybe tread lightly if you see some people trundling on by on a boat with a net. All right, so this next one, I am assuming there are a ton of caveats that go along with it, but in Alaska, you are technically allowed to shoot a whale from an airplane. And from an airplane that's in the air, by the way, not just on the runway or something. Not that you would really see a whale from the runway either, but, you know, law, and we got to specify that. Yeah, I am assuming there is a ton of caveats and rules that go along with this. And I'm assuming that unless you're Alaska native, this one's probably not for you. Not a whole lot of us are going out there with, I don't even know what kind of gun you would take with you to shoot a whale. So yeah, I have no clue, but I guess technically you can do that. I'm just not sure all the rules around it. So I don't know if you even pull a tag for that. Yeah, I have no clue. I have no clue. The whale hunting niche is not really my thing, but I guess if that's your thing, know that you can technically do it in Alaska. Again, I'm assuming there's a ton of caveats that go along with it. Getting down to some specific places, it is actually illegal for you to carry a slingshot in a Haines unless it is actually a slingshot for which you have a permit. So if you are inclined to just walking around with slingshots, you know, as people are wont to do in Haines, then just know that you do have to go and get a permit for that. All right, so for this next one, it is going to require a lot of self-knowledge about yourself in order to decide if this one is going to be a big deal for you or not. And that is, in Soldotna, you are not allowed to be an attractive nuisance. Yeah, I'm not even sure what the definitions are for that, so you're going to have to go look into that yourself. But yeah, know thyself, and if you are an attractive nuisance, then maybe step lightly when you are in the town of Soldotna. Last but not least, in Juneau, aka the capital of Alaska, you are not allowed to bring any kangaroos or flamingos into the barber shops, which I love that they specify barber shops as though it's okay to bring these animals grocery shopping or take them to Subway or wherever else it is that you're going, but we just draw the hard line at the barber shop for whatever reason. So I guess if you are a kangaroo or a flamingo, then just plan accordingly if you're going to be visiting the capital and going on a cruise. So this has been your list of the laws and regulations in Alaska that you should be aware of as you're looking at possibly moving up here. I sure hope you guys got some laughs out of today's video. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.